This is Irontrader, and this is the weekend edition. Today we're going to take a look here at some random stocks. First of all, we're going to take a look here at TQQQ. That's an ETF here for the NASDAQ. That's one of my favorite trades. Then we're going to take a look here at Tesla, at Disney, Microsoft, NVDA, Goldman Sachs, and JP Morgan. This video is for informational purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell a stock, commodity, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, first on the docket here is TQQQ. Now, this is one of my favorite trades. It's a leveraged ETF, pays a small dividend, but what I like about this is it has all the good stuff in there. It has your Microsoft and NVIDIAs and Amazons and Apples and Googles, everything that's good in here, even Tesla and Costco is in here. Now, I've posted this one here many a times, but I said this is a very good way here to make some really good day trades and make some easy money every day. Now we can look here, see what happened Friday. Now this was Thursday. We had that big red candle. So you had a high of a 62.61 and you came all the way down to 57.74 here, okay? So now when we look at that bottom of candles here, why did it stop at 57.74 instead of going all the way down? Well, we want to look at this candle here, okay, 57.68. So you had that nice double bottom situation. It never even got to the bottom of that candle, which was at 57.29. Okay, so very, very nice. Now, the reason it came off was because the CIA told Israel that they were going to be bombed within 48 hours, okay, by Iran. But again, I don't think that ever materialized here, but that spooked the market and this sold right off here to the bottom. Okay, so now the next day here on Friday, we had a low which held that. That tells you that's a good buying opportunity. Okay, you had a low of 58.06 and you had a high of 60.93 there. Okay, so you had almost like a 3-point a nice spread. So just for example, say you had 500 shares, 3 points. Okay, you could have made yourself an easy, nice $1,500 there just on Friday alone, just on this stock here. Okay, so I mean on this ETF. So that's what you have to look at this one. This is a really, really good trader. Now, you can see where the support and resistance levels are holding again very, very nice, like a stock. Okay, so it went here, and then where did it rally up? Okay, right here at this 8 SMA here, which is sitting at 60.69, and then your 21 at 60.75, and it got as high as 60.93. So it went right in there. That was your selling opportunity. That's what I did. Okay. So I bought this and then I dumped it right. I didn't get the top, but what I did is I just put it right in here at these levels here. I think, what did I get on that? I put it in there for 60.50. Okay. So that was a really good a trade. You know what I'm saying? Just like for just a little a trade there on Friday. So this was very good. So just watch these key simple moving averages. They seem to really work. Now, this was an inside days, which means your high and your low is within the high and low of your previous day. So what you want to watch here now on the upside is obviously you want to watch that 8 SMA at 60.69 and this 21 day at 60.75 and then Friday's high at that 60.93. If you get above that, then we can just follow these candles right on up here nicely. So you got 61.46 and then we have a 62.23 and then we'll have 62.61. But you can see where that big, resistant level is right here. We take this right across. Now, again, if we can get above that, we always look to the left of the candle. You got 63.51 and then 64.13 is your big retest there. Okay, now on the downside, we want to watch this 50 SMA. That's at 59.23 and then Friday's low, which is 58.06, and then the previous day at 57.74, and then we want to come down here to 57.29. So you're sitting here in a really nice, good position here on this trade, okay? So I'll be looking to scalp this here on Monday. Now remember, on the market, what usually happens is if you have a down day on Monday, then we have this turnaround Tuesday and goes higher, and then vice versa. So we got to see how this shakes out. But I trade this here every day. This is just a really one of my favorite trades here because you can just see how it follows all the NASDAQ. Now, the NASDAQ, all the earnings of the big, the Mag 7 are coming up here. Tesla's going to be on the 23rd. And all these earnings are coming up here now. And I think you're going to have good numbers, which will take this thing much higher. So anytime you buy this, is a good day scalper. And it's also a good, like a swing trader, which you can get. But key is you want to look at that 64.13, Once we get above that, then we can, that's the breakout there. Then we can just keep moving right on up here. Okay. So always keep this one in mind here if you want to do for a good scalping trade. Okay. The next one we're going to look at here is Tesla. Now, here we have Tesla. This is also one of my favorite trades. Okay, simple reason is it does big volume, big movement. That's the key. Now, Tesla's having some issues here. Couple things here on the downside and then one on the upside. On the downside, they started cutting production there in China. They're not selling the cars. That BYD is just smoking them, just kicking their ass, okay? So that's not really going to work out. And they also came out, that's why we had the big red candle here on Friday, is they came out and they said that they are not going to make a low-price car. Originally, he wanted to make a Tesla to be like 25, 30 grand, and now they came out, they just discarded that. That's not even going to happen. Now, Friday, very interesting, because after hours, Tesla came out and they said on August 8th, okay, they're going to introduce their robo-taxi. So the stock popped up like $4 here after hours on Friday. Again, you have to be very careful like that because, you know, they also introduced a Cybertruck, okay? This was years ago in 2020, and they're finally building it now. So if he introduces this robo-taxi here on August 8th, does he actually have these? Or did he make one or two? Okay, so got to take that all in perspective. Okay, so that's the key to what the Tesla is. But it is very interesting because it popped right up. Now, let's just look at the upside. What we're looking at here is we're looking at 172.44, and you have 172.45. That's your 8 simple moving average and your 21 day. Now, if we get above that, we'll look to the top of this candle, 177.19, and then we can follow this candle here. You're looking at 179.57. We have 181.91, 184.25. But before that, we have this 50 SMA here coming on the downside. This is going to be very, very key here, okay? Now, you can see this chart is a really not good chart, okay? Because you have a high, lower high, lower high. That's never good, okay? You want just the opposite if you want a bullish. Now, again, you can also, this is a very shortable stock with TSLS, okay? That's very, very shortable here with that, okay? So always remember that. So, again, what you want to watch is just watch this level here, this 172.45. Watch the top of this candle, 177.19. And basically, then next you're going to go is that 183.22 there. Now, we look at the top of this candle. This was, was 184.25 here. And we have the bottom of this candle is at 186.72. So we have a gap here. Okay, so watch that gap, 184.25. And then that fill, that the low of that is 186.72. So there's a gap in the fill above this 50 SMA. And then again, if you can rally up here, we can just go right to the top of that candle. You're looking at 199.75. And then we have a nice big retest going on up here at about the 205 level, okay? But again, we got to see, because look at this 50-day on the way down, 21-day, 8-day, all that kind of stuff on the way down. Now let's look at the downside. So you can see here on Friday's low, it hit 160.51. And look at that double bottom situation. What do we have here? 160.51. Okay, so right now we have a double bottom in play. The key is that this robo-taxi, we'll see if everybody's excited on Monday, or are they kind of looking through this like I am and says, well, wait a minute here. If you're going to bring out this robo-taxi on August 8th, are you going to make one or two, or are you actually going to make a fleet of these, or is it going to be like that Cybertruck where you announce it, and then you don't get the vehicle until 4 years later. So very, very key. And then their earnings are coming out, I believe, on the 23rd here. And I don't think the earnings are going to be very good. I think they're going to be very disappointing. They keep lowering the prices here. They raise low prices. They take the prices down. They're cutting production here. It's not looking really that great here for these EV vehicles here. But again, watch this 160.51 right here when you look at this price channel. Again, if that is lost, this is your big target right here that you're going to be looking at, okay? 152.37, that is going to be next in line. And then what we can do is we can come over to the top. You're looking at 136.68. We have 134.27. And then we have 124.31, 114.92. This is your big retest here, 101.81. This is when it all fell right apart for them, when he was buying that Twitter and he was taking out money here to, of Tesla here to buy those shares, okay? But again, we've held this double bottom here, 160.51, 160.51. So right now we have a double bottom in play until that 160.51 is lost. If that's lost, look right directly to this candle, 152.37. That is your target. Upside, watch that 172.45. If you get above, we can follow the candles up here, but realistically, look at that 50 SMA and then look to the top here at 184.25. There's your gap. Look right here, 186.72. There's your fill. Okay, and then we can say, okay, can rally all the way up here, possibly to that 205 level. But we got to really see. So let's just see Monday how this is all going to shake out. But watch that 160.51 level. Okay, next one we're going to look at here is going to be Disney. Okay, here we have Disney, your daily and your weekly. Now it looks like they got everything. That I think that Peltz, he lost the deal there, and Iger is going to maintain the Disney. Now the whole question about what Disney is, because this is an entertainment company. The question is here, they're going to have this new app out that's going to be like a sports app. I don't know how, if they have to start making money off of that. That's going to be very, very key. And obviously, everything else that they have, their movies and their parks and etc. But that streaming is going to be really, really big. But I don't know if you're going to be able to sell an app for $45 or whatever like that per month like that. That's going to be a little bit touch and go. A lot of people like that. You can go to a lot of stuff. You can go to Pluto TV. You can go to Freevee TV. You can go to Plex. There's so many things out there that you can get for free. Why do I want to pay up for that? And like the sports package here, yeah, I get it. But really, if you search the internet, you can get a lot of that stuff for free. So I don't know how that's all going to shake up. But again, we had a really nice run here on Disney. So you had a really nice triple bottom right here. Very, very nice. And then you put in a higher low. And then we just had a really nice run all the way up here to the 123.74, all the way 75. Now, that was very, very nice run here. Now, okay, it sold right off here a little bit. It went below the 8-day, but you notice it's holding this 21-day. 116.22. Now, again, if that's lost here, you want to come over here to this candle. Okay, look at the top of that. That's 112.27. That's going to be the next. Then we come over here all the way to this candle. That's high of that is 112.77. Top of this candle here is 115.19. Sorry about that. I was reading the low. Okay, so 115.19, that's the high. And then we want to look here at 112.77. And then we underneath that here, what we do is we have this 50 SMA at 110.11, and then we have the bottom of that candle. You're sitting at 109.51. Okay, so that would hold it. Now, what you always have to watch here, if this does sell down, loses that 21-day, your price channel, and your 50-day, look to the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 105.83. There's your gap, and then we want to look to the top of this candle, and that's sitting at 99.28. Okay, so you have your gap, 105.83, and then your top of your candle at 99 or on 99.28. Yeah, gap and fill. But again, there's a lot of good support. Just because you have a gap and fill, it's going to eventually get there. It doesn't mean that's get there right today. Okay, so that is the key of what we want to watch. Okay, but watch that 21 days so far. It's holding it nice. Now on the upside, here's what you have as the target. It's going to be 120.26, your 8 simple moving average. And then again, if you can get above that, we can come to the top of this candle. You're looking at 122.40, and then your big retest up here at 123.74. Now, again, if you can break out above that, you want to watch this 200-day sitting at 126.65. That's going to be very, very strong resistance. So you're not going to get through that the first time. You're going to smash into it, and then it comes down. But again, we got to see if you can get there because you have your 8-day, you have your retest, and then you have your 126.65. So very, very simply here, what you want to watch that 21-day. If that's lost here, we want the 50-day. You have your price channel. And then what we want to do is come here. You can watch your gap, and then we can watch the fill. On the upside, that key 8 SMA, your 123.74, your breakout, and then there's your target at 126.65. Okay, let's take a look here at Microsoft. Now, Microsoft has been on a total tear. So if we look at all the way back here to October, this was the end of 22 there. And then, so this is just a really beautiful run. Once you're holding that 8 SMA, then she just rips up higher. Okay, so look at the daily chart here. This week, this October, look at a nice run from 309 all the way to 430. So this is really good, and they have the really good AI play. So what we want to really watch here, let's just look at the downside first. You want to watch that 8 estimate, 421.71. Okay, that's very, very key. And then right below that here, what we have is 419.55, and then we come down to your 413. Okay, so you have some really, really nice strong support levels here underneath the stock. And then again, if that's lost, look to the bottom of this candle. This is 406.79. There's a gap. And then we look to the top, 405.68. So you gap into fill, and then we can come down to your 401.26, which is the bottom of this candle, okay? And then if that's lost, we have another nice support level going on here. You're looking at 398.39, and then we have come all the way down here to 397.22. So there's a lot of good support, but you got your 8, your 21-day, and your 50-day. Very, very key. And then if that's lost price channel, we have your 100-day here. So everything is really nice. See how this bottom left, upper right, just beautiful. Now, on the upside, you want to watch the top of this candle first. This is that 428.67, and then we have your 430.82. Now, you break out there. Basically, what you got is you got blue sky, okay? So the next target, you're probably going to go to a nice round number, probably the 450 area, okay? Eventually, this is just rally right up very, very hard. So again, but one thing I want to do show you is when we have this high, and then we have a really high, we even have a higher high, and then we have a lower high. So we do have a negative divergence here on your weekly chart on your RSI here. So you got to be a little bit careful of what's going on here, but they got the earnings coming out here, and I think they're going to be very, very good. So just on the downside, watch that 8, watch that 21, watch that 50 SMA, the gap fill, and then we can have the price channel retest, and then we have your 100-day. On the upside, watch this candle. This is 428.67. A close above, then we have 430.82. Above that, you got roughly your 450 area. Okay, let's take a look here at NVIDIA. Okay, NVIDIA, obviously the stock of the year. Look at this bad boy, all the way down from 392 all the way to 974. Okay, so I think they have a $1,500 target on this here, but eventually it might get there. It just probably won't get there like today. Okay, so we have a high of 974, and then what we do is we come over to this candle here. What we got is you had 967.66. So really, what you have there is a double top 60. Situation. And then she came down and she's been selling off here. Now, what I don't like about this is your 8-day. See how that rolled over your 21-day? That's pushing that stock down. So now when this rallies up here, this is what you got to watch. You got to watch this key 8 SMA here now. Okay, 894.82. Now, again, if it can get above that, then you have 899.70. Okay, so, but you have to get it up. Every time it rolls over like that, you know what I always say is it's just like here. Once that price gets above the 8 SMA, rallies right on up. Once the price gets below that 8 SMA, then she wants to stay right down below. So you got to be very, very careful here of a situation. However, this stock is wet and wild here, so this could blast right on up here. I'm not saying it can't, but so just on the upside, watch that key 894.82, that 8 SMA. Watch that 899.70 level here, okay? Then what we can do, we come up to the top of this candle. You got 906.34. We'll come up here. You have 922.25, and then you have 932.40. We're up here. You have 963.75, 967.66, and then 974. That's your big target there on the upside. Obviously, if you can get above that, you're going to 1,000. Okay, so what it does at 1,000 area, a lot of times it'll go smash into it, pull back, and then eventually it breaks through if it's going to go on up here. But we got to see how that's all going to, kind of like shake out here. But okay, on the downside, you want to watch obviously Friday's low. That was 859.26, and then we look to this candle. You're looking at 858.80, and then we look to this price channel at 841.66. Now, there's a lot of gaps and a lot of fills here. So look to the bottom of this candle, okay, 834.17, and then we look to the top there at 823, okay? And then right below that, here you have 798.39. I know that the prices are really big. You say, well, Jesus, you got an 834, and then all the way down here, you got a 790. But again, when you have a $900-some stock, 20 points is nothing, okay? That can be in, 3-4 minutes kind of a situation, okay? So realistically, watch that price channel and then watch this 50 SMA here on the downside. Upside, watch that key 8 SMA, watch that 21-day. If that can get above, then we just follow the candlestick and then all the way there, 974, That's the big retest. Now here on your weekly, you've been following that 8 SMA all the way on up here and holding it very nice. So this is going to be at 852. That's going to be a very, very key support level, which will come right down in this area right here. You're looking at 858. It'll be just below that. This is very, very crucial. Now again, it's sold all the way down once, but it held it all the way on up here. So very, very nice. So always watch that weekly chart, because that gives you a lot of good information. Oh, geez, it's coming here. Where's it going to go next? Well, watch that 8-day. That's where she's going to be going next. Okay, let's take a look here at Goldman Sachs. Okay, my two favorite bank stocks are Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. I also like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and everything, but Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, I think those are, the king of the hill right there. So this here, you can see the really nice run you had all the way from 289 here last November, all the way to 419. Very, very nice, good sideways action. Popped right on up here. So let's look here at the downside first. So when this sold off here, obviously it went below the 8 SMA, but you're holding that 21. That's very, very key. Okay, so look at that 419, and then there's a gap here. Okay, so then you want to watch is the low on this 399.09, and then you want to watch the top of that is 396.50. So you have your gap in a fill, okay? And then if we get below that area here, then we're looking at this 50 SMA, okay, at 392.19. Then you can come all the way down here to this 381.42. Now, you always want to take these levels here across here too. Anytime you have those are the breakout candles. So always watch that. That's at 397.49. Watch this level, 396.35, 393.91, and then we have 392.72, all the way down to this candle here, which you basically have 386.20. Okay, so these here, because what it is when a price runs up here and then it breaks out, now that becomes support. Then it breaks out again, now that becomes support. Breaks out again, that becomes. See how that works all the way through? But again, your key levels here are going to be your 21, your 50-day, your price channel, and then we have your old Hondo here right below that. Now, again, watch this 8 SMA because you can see how nicely that is holding all this here on a weekly basis. Very, very nice. 396.30, going to be very, very key level here. Okay, so just, you have a lot of good support, I should say, here going on. Now, on the upside, what we want to do, you want to watch that 8 SMA. That's 411.39. Now, you can see I put a bottoming tail in here. Let's see what happens if it moves up, what's going to do at that 411.39. If you can get above that, then we'll come right here. You're looking at 413.17. You have 416. What do we got there? 416.63. And then we come up here to 419 flat. And then your big retest is 419.20. If you break out of that, obviously next you're going to go, next big target is going to be that 450 level. That's really, you can do Fibonacci on this here if you want to. You can get the exact numbers, but realistically, that's where you're going to be headed. Okay, let's take a look here at JP Morgan. Okay, here we have JP Morgan, my other favorite stock here. Now, you can see here, okay, look at this, see? That 8-day all the way and up. Now, again, if you lose the 8, what do you come down to? Right down to that 21, okay? See how nice that is? So always watch that 8 simple moving average. If that's lost, you come right down to the 21, and that holds it nice. So that's about where we are now, okay? So we had that sell-off, okay, on Thursday, and the banks went right along with it, a lot of, like with the market, like I showed you on the TQQQ, okay? And then the next day, we had that inside day. So what we want to do, let's take a look at the downside here first. Okay, so we want to watch that bottom of that red candle, and then that was 195.55, and then Friday's low was the 195.11, and then we'll come right here to this 194.38. That's going to be very, very key, that 21-day, because it's been holding it ever since. So that is going to be very, very crucial. If that is lost, then we can come over here to the top of this candle. You look at a 191.73. We come over here. You look at a 190.50. And we just follow these candles where these breakouts here all the way till we get down to your 50 simple moving average at 185.49. So as this steps up, now this becomes support. Okay, see that how that one is? So you have 176.31, and then we made a higher high because that was the breakout candle, came down and then broke out through there. So now that is become support. So just take your price channels, come right across there, and now you know all your levels of support. Now your key levels are going to be your simple moving averages. Okay, so in this case, you have the 21-day, which is very crucial because it's been holding the whole way. And then realistically, if that's lost, you want to come all the way down to this 185.48 area. Now, here on the upside, you want to watch the 198.08. That's going to be very key. And then we have all this resistance here on top. So you're looking at 199.68. And then we want to come over here. You have 248. And then we come right to your big retest there of 294. So see, a lot of times when you hit these things, you hit that 200 mark. So when I say 200, I'm looking at, doesn't have to be exactly 200, but I'm looking at that 200 area, just like it came here at 200.94. Okay, so usually those round numbers like that, that's usually like a magnet to a fridge. That's what you want to go. So realistically, just watch this 194.38 and then watch this key 8 SMA at 190.15, and then we can have your 185.48. Now you can see here on your weekly, as it's rolling up here, look at this, see? Holding it all the way. Even if it came lower, see the green candle? You closed above for the week. And this is all that matters. Watch that 8 SMA. When she rallies on up here, boom, she's looking really, really good here now, okay? So realistically, watch that 8 SMA here on the upside, and then watch that retest at 294. Okay, that's what I got for you there today. We had the TQQ, we had the Tesla, the Disney, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Goldman Sachs, and JP Morgan. Now remember, tech earnings here will be coming out very, very shortly. So always position yourself, for what's going to happen possibly. Okay. Now, I'll be back later today, as usual, on Sunday night, and probably before 7 o'clock, and I will do a video here on what everybody loves, is that crude and natural gas. All right, thanks for watching.